Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
We have waited 5 years to learn these details. Now it all comes out in court. A local mom murdered. Her breast milk leads police to arrest her husband, and the woman who found the murdered mom takes the stand. My Defender's special report coming up next.
Snowflakes so far this season have been mostly a nuisance, but could be giving us headaches before the week is done. Devin?
And also, Warren police say they are going to get to the bottom of the hazing allegations at De La Salle High School, and they plan to interview every single member of the football team to do just that.
Warren Police Commissioner Bill Dwyer tells Local 4 interviews of members of the football team began over the weekend, and they expect to do dozens of them before it's all over.
That comes less than a week after the school canceled the football season after the hazing allegations on the team first came to light. Coco McAvoy is live in Warren, and police are taking it obviously very seriously. Coco.
Yes, very seriously. The police commissioner has already assigned investigators to the case, and they've determined that the hazing incident happened, quote, very recently, though they're not giving an exact time frame, but they're planning to figure out exactly what happened at the school. The investigation into the hazing incident at De La Salle is intensifying.
And I've assigned 5 investigators to the case, 1 sergeant, 4 detectives.
Police Commissioner Bill Dwyer says the investigators are first focusing on the school's football team after a recent hazing incident in the locker room.
They're going to be interviewing all of the players of the football team, including coaches and administrators over at De La Salle.
The interviews are already underway. Some students were interviewed with their parents present.
De La Salle president, vice president, and staff are all fully cooperating with the investigation.
Meanwhile, parents say there's been a noticeable shift in the mood at the high school.
Well, there's definitely an aura and everybody's kind of down, so I hope that that changes.
Jennifer Wright's son is a sophomore at De La Salle, and when she heard about the hazing allegations.
And of course you feel for the victim.
But as a De La Salle parent,
I think that they are doing the proper channels, and I think they are handling it appropriately.
The hazing allegations already cost the football team the playoffs and abruptly ended its season. And now it sparked a serious police investigation that is far from over. And investigators believe the interviews will be wrapped up either Wednesday or Thursday of this week, but the investigation will continue from there. Back to you.
So do we expect there could be charges filed in this, Coco?
So the police commissioner says they are investigating that portion of this investigation, and if they find anything criminal, there will be charges.
Yeah. All right, Coco.
Okay, now to some breaking news involving Wayne State University. Tonight, some members of the board are saying school president Roy Wilson has been fired after a vote to terminate him. But the school administration says the vote to oust him isn't valid since it took place in a subcommittee meeting and not a full executive committee meeting. In a statement, Wilson says he has no intention of stepping down. This is no doubt confusing, and we're working to get to the bottom of it. We'll update you as soon as we learn more. Now to new information as a homicide investigation is underway in Van Buren Township.
Police say a 63-year-old woman was shot and killed inside a home on Fay Drive near Belleville and Ecorse Roads. Our Rod Maloney reports we are learning about a chilling phone call that led police to the discovery.
Village Point Estates here is one of those neighborhoods everybody wants to live in. The neighbors get along. When school's out, the kids are outside playing. They even do Christmas cookie exchanges. But all of that peaceful suburban existence was shattered last night in a domestic dispute inside this house.
I never would think for 1 minute she would ever have been in danger.
Neighbor Julie Molly, shivering in her bathrobe, did not want us to show her face on camera. And she shuddered and sobbed at the news that her good friend and next-door neighbor died overnight.
She was such a great friend, great grandma, great mother. She was just a wonderful, sweet lady.
The 911 call came in around 1 in the morning, a son asking Van Buren Township Police for a wellness check. Police tell Local 4 the son had just heard from his father saying that he'd shot his 63-year-old mother and driven away from the house. Investigators found the mother dead with a gunshot wound. They located the father by pinging his cell phone, and police in the St. Joe area stopped his vehicle on I-94 in Berrien County and arrested him. Julie Molly told us that she had a great relationship with both the husband and wife.
family gatherings we go to together. You know, I've had people in my family that passed that right there for me.
And Julie cannot wrap her mind around what possibly could have happened.
They may have had their problems, every married couple does, but I mean, to think of something like this, never in my wildest dreams would I ever think something like this would occur over there, ever.
Under arrest is the husband in this case, and he has to come back to Van Buren Township from Berrien County. Detectives will talk to him once he gets back here, and then they'll decide exactly where this case is headed. In Van Buren Township, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
All right, Rod, and let's note, police are withholding the identity of the victim until the full family is notified.
4 people are in custody after allegedly trying to steal an ATM in Ferndale. Police say they were arrested at a gas station on Woodward Heights and Hilton. Canton police had been following the group, saw the attempted break-in, and arrested them. A woman from Hazel Park, a man from Warren, and 2 men from Detroit are in custody. Right now, detectives are trying to figure out if this group is attached to the string of robberies happening all over Metro Detroit.
Well, stop what you're doing for just a second and take a look at this. How's that? What a sunset tonight from our Mount Clemens sky cam. If we're going to have the sunset an hour earlier than we were, the least it can do is give us a show like that.
Looks great.
Beautiful. And after a gloomy stretch, it was nice to see the sun again.
Really, right. The only issue is the temperature, but like you said, I guess we can't really complain. Let's get over to Ben, who's looking at a chance of some snow this weekend. Some people will complain about that, I know.
That's true. I mean, we are in November now, and so far those flakes have really not caused us any issues, but it may be a different story as we get later into the week. Right now, not much going on here, but this is the area we're watching as this snow starts to get itself together in Montana and the Dakotas here overnight. It's headed this way by Thursday morning. That's going to be the biggest impact on us. Rest of tonight, if you're still looking to get out to the polls, dry conditions with temperatures in the 40s, and we will be seeing these clouds start to thin out. Those are the hourly forecasts through 9 o'clock. Want to see them for the next 48 hours? Check out our all-new Local Forecasters app. We'll give you a tour of some of the bigger new features coming up in just a few minutes, guys.
All right, Ben. Tonight, President Trump is offering U.S. military assistance to Mexico after 9 members of an American family were killed in an ambush along a Mexican highway.
Steve Garagiola is here with us now. And what happened and who might be behind it, Steve?
Just a horrible, brutal attack. The attack by gunmen of a Mexican drug cartel. One of the 3 cars attacked hit with so much gunfire it exploded and it burned, just riddled with bullets. 3 women and their 6 children, all killed. Members of a Mormon settlement in Sonora, Mexico. Several other children who were part of that convoy of 3 cars wounded. Several escaped. At least 1 child still missing.
Nita and 4 of my grandchildren are burnt and shot up.
A horrific scene along a remote highway in northern Mexico.
This was an attack on families, women and children.
3 mothers with 14 children between them, all American citizens, making a trip to Tucson. A family member posting on social media says they were ambushed by the Mexican cartels, shot, burned, and murdered in cold blood. The 3 moms, Christina Marie Langford Johnson, Donna Ray Langford, and Renita Maria Miller, along with 6 children from 8 months to 12 years old, all killed.
It's not just got caught in gunfire in the wrong place at the wrong time. This is a whole new level of cartel violence.
One of the 8 surviving children was found in her baby seat on the floor of a bullet-riddled car. The others rushed from the chaos, many of them wounded. One of the teenagers hiding them in the brush, covering the group with branches, before walking 6 hours searching for help.
The drama of this and what happened to these children and watching their mother being executed and other family members being burned in vehicles, the psychological damage to these children will be forever.
As investigators on both sides of the border continue their search for the killers. Almost unimaginable violence. As far as motives for the attack, there are some indications it could be mistaken identity, innocent people caught in a drug turf war. It apparently is also possible it was intended to be a kidnapping for ransom. There are no clear answers at this point, but still so many questions.
And the survival story of that 1 child is just hard to imagine.
They walked 6 miles after hiding in the brush for hours. Just horrible.
Poor babies.
All right,
Okay.
Steve. Well, this is Election Day in Michigan. Let's look live at a voting location. This is Rochester Hills. We've got several local communities voting on some pretty important issues. Also some voting in some important races that we're going to be following throughout the evening. Let's take a look. First, voters in several communities deciding on proposals involving marijuana businesses.
In Kego Harbor, there's a proposal to allow 4 medical dispensaries and 4 recreational stores. In Walled Lake, voters consider allowing 8 recreational marijuana retailers. In Allen Park, a proposal to allow 3 retailers and 3 micro businesses. And in Lincoln Park, voters consider allowing 2 medical and 2 recreational marijuana shops.
All eyes on the Warren mayoral race today to see if current Mayor Jim Fouts will win term number 4. He's up against City Councilman Kelly Colegio, who is one of his former assistants, by the way.
Fouts recently made headlines, as you might remember, when a recording surfaced of him allegedly threatening his former chief of staff. He has since denied it's his voice on that tape.
Polls open until 8 o'clock tonight. If you haven't voted yet, still not certain of what's up for decision making in your community, you can find sample ballots and other election information on the elections page of clickondetroit.com, and then watch the results as they come in both online and on Local 4 News tonight at 11.
Well, Detroiters will have a new place to do some holiday shopping as fashion retailer H&M is set to open its doors downtown. The new location located on Woodward Avenue will open Thursday, November 21st. And to celebrate, H&M is offering the first 500 shoppers in line an access to Fashion Pass valued between $10 and $500.
Good timing. Parade will be going right by there a few days later. We're off and running on a Tuesday. Let's get to Sandra Ali. Sandra?
A heartbroken mother.
As my firstborn, that was my son, my only son.
Who killed her son in a violent hit-and-run crash.
Somebody needs to answer for Rocky's death.
Now U.S. Marshals are on a manhunt.
This is number 1 on our task force priority list.
Are there new clues in this unsolved murder?
He's going to get caught.
The story
coming up.
And this man preyed on women walking alone at night. Knew at 5 the harsh words a judge had right before sending him off to prison.
And a case capturing national attention, a local mom of 2 found murdered. Now, new today, the woman who found that murdered mom speaks out in court and tells the court how she was, quote, set up. You've got to hear this. It's coming up next.